The Quran also tells us that while Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge is transcendent, unlimited, man has been created with capacity to learn and grow in wisdom. Therefore, He grants wisdom to whomever He so wills, and whoever is given wisdom has truly been given much good. It is a khair and kasira. Yet none except people of understanding take heed. One may have plenty of knowledge, does not make him a wise person. Wisdom or hikmah is not a matter of a certification or a graduation in a subject, but it's a matter of an ongoing process which ultimately includes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's special blessing and favor. Hundreds and thousands of people recite the Quran in beautiful way, move the people. But how many of them understand the Quran? And how many know the essence of the Quran? Therefore, hikmah is not just a matter of formality, but it's a matter of in-depth understanding. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge is transcendent. Therefore, the Quran tells us that have you not known that Allah knows all that is in the heavens and the earth? Lo, it is in record. Lo, that is easy for Allah. Similarly, as we said earlier, please move the slide. We said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge is holistic. Allah's knowledge is holistic, and then we find that His knowledge is comprehensive. I said in the beginning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge is transcendent and objective. Now I am providing you what is the evidence from the Quran for that. So slide 15 tells you about comprehensiveness of His knowledge, and then slide number 16 tells us about human beings are given knowledge, but that knowledge is finite. So the Quran says Allah taught Adam the names of all things and presented them to the angels and said, if you are right, then tell me names of these things. And we find that angels were short of that knowledge which was given to human being. But whatever was given to human being was also limited, only that much which was given. Similarly, the next slide tells us that the beauty of Islam is that it wants to create a culture of knowledge. We are dealing with epistemology, and Islam wants culture of knowledge. Therefore, the first revelation said very clearly, read with the name of your Lord who created everything. He created man from a clot of blood. Read, and your Lord is the most gracious, who imparted knowledge by means of the pen. He taught insan what he did not know. Having said that, the Quran further tells us that those who are knowledgeable and those who are not knowledgeable cannot be equal, which means the criteria for superiority of human beings is not color, not race, not tribe, not coming from Europe or America, but essentially knowledge. Therefore, the Quran says, can such people be equal to the one who worships during the hours of night, prostrating himself and standing, fearing the hereafter and having hope of his Lord's mercy? Say, can those who know and those who do not know become equal? Those who know, their behavior pattern, their KPI is given, that when they know who is their creator, when they know what is truth, then they spend nights in vigil. They are awake. They make their obligations. Therefore, the ayah in Surah Az-Zumar tells us about it. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that the ranking of human beings is also based on knowledge. In Surah Al-Mujadala, ayah number 11, slide number 19. O you who believe, when it is said to you, make room for others in the sitting, then make room and Allah will make room for you in hereafter. Which means that in a gathering where some knowledge is acquired, then there has to be an attitude of welcoming others, helping them, and also providing space to people who are more knowledgeable. Then we find that the ultimate knowledge is only with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surah Yusuf that says, we exalt whomsoever we will over other by several degrees, and above all those who know is one who truly knows. وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is knowledgeable, is above all those who are knowledgeable. This aspect is emphasized to the extent that even prophets of Allah do not have total knowledge. They are given partial knowledge. And that's where the Quran draws very clearly a line between divinity and non-divinity. Unfortunately, people out of their love and out of their emotional attachment quite often exceed the limits of reason, and therefore not only about prophets of Allah, but even whomever they respect as sheikh or murshid or elder, they never think critically. They think they know everything. While the Quran says even prophets are given what we give them, not beyond that. Therefore, a scholar, an alim, an imam, a faqih can never be considered as one who whatever says is ultimate truth, and he is the source of rightness or wrongness, which means that there is no understanding in Islam of the rabbinic approach which exists in Judaism, that rabbi knows everything. Then knowledge is the basis of behavioral change. This is slide 22, which means that Islam wants people to change with knowledge and conviction, not by blind faith, but by systematic understanding, fully grasping what is truth, what is right, what is wrong, and based on ethical judgment, based on conviction of reality, come up with their own approach. The Quran also refers to specialized knowledge, which means that it's not just general knowledge, but it wants people to specialize in areas. So it talks about Sayyidina Dawud and Sulaiman, who were granted special knowledge which was not given to other prophets. In that sense, they were unique. They could even understand the whispering of birds and ants and animals and winds, which no one has. Similarly, Sayyidina Yusuf is referred in the Quran as one who was given special knowledge of interpretation of dreams. And similarly, we find that some other prophets of Allah were given specialized knowledge in areas. Yet the Quran says that with all that done, their knowledge was limited. Their knowledge was not ultimate.